Morning world, or afternoon world actually, depending on where you are. It's about 12:25, 12:30 in the afternoon UK time. It's I think it's Friday, the 9th of March 2018. I'm in Bermuda, and you can tell that I'm staying with some friends from Wales. It was a void, the moon's in Sagittarius all day today. It was a void moon UK time from about 2 AM UK time through to about 8 minutes to 10 in the morning UK time tomorrow. Moon at the moment is about 2/3 of the way through Sagittarius. Lots of planets in fire signs. You've got Uranus, Mercury, Venus in Aries. You've got Ceres and the North Node in Leo. Lots of planets in water signs. Jupiter, Sun, Chiron, Neptune, and with Mars, Mars is in Sagittarius, of course, another one of the fire signs, and with Saturn and Pluto in Earth, the absence of air continues. With no air, it does mean that there's no sort of balance between people's communication. So there's going to be quite a lot of people just going zip and saying nothing, and there's going to be other people really spouting off. In that light, I find it fascinating, the ongoing rise of feminism in the world. Obviously 20 years too late and not a moment too soon. Yesterday in Spain, the women's strike was just reported worldwide. Whether it's a strike from work or whether it's a strike from sex, doesn't matter. But the idea of men just being paid more because of their gender is becoming so irrelevant yesterday. I saw a wonderful interview with Susan Sarandon yesterday, who's a real good role model for feminine equality from a point of rationality, I hasten to add. You've got crazy situations like, for example, in Ireland, where it's still illegal for abortion, even under the most extreme of circumstances. There was an interview on British radio yesterday of a woman whom is carrying an unborn baby who's very genetically disformed. But no, she can't have a termination. She's got to go to another country. How barbaric is that? There's another country in the world where the president has denied having an affair with a woman who has a rather exotic name, and the president organised a contract from her to sign saying that she would not talk about it. He wouldn't sign that contract, but now he's got another law banning her from talking, even though he says he didn't do anything. What's really changed? Pluto's in Capricorn, Neptune's in Pisces, feminine signs. The rights of women to be heard, the rights of women to be allowed to have allowed to be denied equality right across the board by men, whether they be men in positions of power in politics, economics, or in the church, who deny women equality simply because of what their grandfathers did, or their ancestors did, or what the Bible or other religious books say. It's so outmoded. Any alien species that were to come down the planet Earth at the time would look at this and think, we don't want any contact with them, they're still barbaric, they've still got no notion of equality whatsoever. So this is something that needs to change, and it needs not to change just by women making their voices heard. It needs to change by men changing their attitudes towards women. Fortunately, I'm in a business where the majority of the astrologers in the world are female. There's only a couple of countries where there's more men than women, but it has to be said that Britain is one of them, unfortunately. But the nature of astrology itself is feminine. It happened to me years ago when I stopped calling astrology it and started calling it a she, at which point everything changed. It became much more alive and valid, and that's still the case to this day. Just rambling a bit and ranting a bit. The moon's in Sagittarius and my moon's in Sagittarius, so sometimes I just sort of shoot off from a lip. But the inequality in this world today, it's not going to change overnight. But what are we going to tell our granddaughters? What are we going to tell our grandkids when we say, well, why didn't we stand up for it at the time, especially the men in the world? It's about time. It's way beyond time that the place was at least 50% run by women. Then we would see a major change in the world. not a moment too soon. Catch you later, world. Bye.